Welcome to Nathan's Armory. I'm Nathan. So today I want to talk about how to shoot someone in a self-defense scenario. Now this can be used for people doing self-defense in their homes, but this is mainly going to be tailored to the concealed carriers and the open carriers in our society who may have to, in a very quick moment, go from zero to pulling their gun and using it in less than a second. So there's some training techniques that we as concealed carriers who carry weapons need to have trained into us for our own safety to save our lives and defend ourselves. Alright, so what happens when you get into actual gunfight? Usually you have someone who's going to be on you fairly quickly. You're not going to have much time to think. So you're going to need a few things. You're going to need mental preparedness, because most people, when they're confronted with a gunfight who've never really considered or thought about it, they freeze up, they hesitate, they do the holster dance where they can't get their weapon out. They get their weapon out and pull the trigger, but the safety's on. So then if the other guy's armed, they get shot because their safety's on. So these are a few things we want to try to avoid, and it just takes a little bit of practice and mental preparation. So I'm going to go over the basic steps. Now this information I'm sharing with you was I was trained in by self-defense experts, by police officers, also by reading Lieutenant Grossman's book on killing. He covers the way military trains their soldiers so that they have a high percentage of good shooters who can shoot in combat scenarios. Alright, so one of the first things that you need to do is you need to practice your draw. Okay, when you get excited and you get surprised, you're going to go for your gun, and what if you go for it and your shirt's over it and you grab your shirt with your gun under it, and then you got to mess with your shirt. Or you reach for your gun and you have a safety snap and you forget to take it off. Cops do that all the time in gunfights. Try to pull their guns out, do the holster dance because they can't get the safety snap off. You got to practice. Okay, so how do you practice? Well, you either get a dummy weapon like the one I have here with a nice orange barrel, or you can use your real life weapon, but always make sure to take the ammunition out, put it in a separate place, make sure it's fully unloaded, and then put a snap cap in it, which is a dummy round designed to let you dry fire the weapon, and you practice with that. And then you take the snap caps and put them up in a safe place and then reload your weapon. So you got to mentally and physically make sure it's unloaded and go through multiple checks for safety. Or you can just get one of these orange tipped airsoft pistols to practice with, and then you don't got to worry about it, because even if it were loaded, it'd just shoot a BB off and maybe shoot your eye, kid, you know. Okay, so practice drawing. Okay, next part is you need operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is where you're actually drawing and then actually shooting at what your target is. The military found out that shooting at round bullseyes wasn't very effective. As soon as they switched to human silhouette targets, their shot rates with their soldiers went way up. I mean, skyrocketed dramatically. So what you want to do is you want to get silhouette humanoid targets and or zombie targets like this one. This is zombie bin Laden, by the way. I like the zombie targets personally because I don't like bin Laden and I like shooting him. I get a little more enjoyment out of it because I'm scared of zombies and I don't like bin Laden. So something I fear and something I dislike are combined in this zombie bin Laden. You can get other ones. You can get, like, if you hate clowns, they got zombie clowns. They got zombie Nazis and stuff like that too. Space aliens, if you have a fear of aliens. It's kind of therapeutic to shoot things that you're scared of. So, zombie bin Laden is one of my favorites though. Alright, so shoot humanoid targets so that when you have to shoot in real life, you're not looking for a circle to shoot at, you're looking for a human-shaped target, and you're used to putting them center mass. Alright. Okay, so then the next thing is mental preparedness. You have to come to grips with lethal force and the use of lethal force before you have to use it. You have to accept the fact that you may, if you carry a gun, have to shoot someone, and that when you shoot someone and it's a good shoot, that they needed to be shot, you're okay with it afterwards. You never really can be okay with it afterwards, but you need to get comfortable with it before it happens. If you're uncomfortable and you do it, you're going to have a lot more psychological stress afterwards. You're going to have to go through a lot of therapy. People have committed suicides after they've shot another person and taken a life because they just couldn't live with themselves. You need to deal with it before you do it. And guess what? It's okay. If you can't kill another human being, that's actually normal. That's the vast majority of people in this world who can't do that, and that's okay. But hey, get some pepper spray, get a taser, you know yourself. Don't put yourself at risk. If you can't use a gun, don't carry a gun. So, get okay with the use of mentally having to take another life in self-defense at the proper time. Now, a way to do that is to watch shoot, don't shoot scenarios, and watch videos of cops who've gotten into firefights and listen to them talk about it afterwards. It'll help you learn things, what not to do, what they did right, what they did wrong, how they felt about it, and it'll just kind of give you a sense of what it's like. Okay, so again, you need to train a few things. One is the operant conditioning, drawing, pulling, muscle memory, shooting your target. Okay, then you also need to have the mental aspect where role models who are good guys tell you it's okay to do it. So you're not going to be able to go out and have a drill sergeant pound it into your head it's okay to shoot the enemy, but you can watch videos and watch movies where the good guys shoot the bad guys and they are good guys and they're doing it right. And then you also need to focus on practice like you fight is what my friend who's a Marine always says. So he tries to make his practice as real life as possible. So if you have that ability to go out to some land with some friends and actually practice drawing from the hip and shooting your targets, that's great training too. And again, always make sure that you're keeping your eyes out, watching your six. If you're getting surprised because you're on your cell phone or you're just not paying attention, that's on you, man. You got to keep your wits in your head about you when you're traveling around and carrying a gun. You have a responsibility to yourself, your family, and the people surrounding you to be alert and be ready, because you could be the one thing that stands between a bad guy and another mass shooting. You could stop it before it even starts or barely gets started. So again, I hope that this video was instructive. I'm going to be making some more videos on concealed carry tactics and also on different training methods in the near future. So as always, God bless America and long live the Republic.